my name is Randall Hauch, and today I'm going to talk to you about Kafka Connect best practices. My talk has three parts. The first, I'll talk about the basic concepts involved in Kafka Connect. A lot of those concepts are really important to understand when you're trying to operate it. And so having a better idea of what those concepts are will help you make better decisions. Then I'll talk about the ecosystem of connectors, how you can choose which connectors that you want to use. And I'll also demo the Confluent open source platform and show you some of the tools that you can use to make it to more easily evaluate different connectors. And finally, I'll talk about some best practices about deploying Kafka Connect in production. So let's get started. The heart, just to sort of get everybody set, the heart of the Kafka Connect, the Apache Kafka ecosystem is, of course, the broker. And around that, we have various APIs for interacting with a broker, including the producer and consumer APIs, Kafka Streams for building streaming applications, and the Kafka Connect API. And the Kafka Connect API is a framework that makes it very easy for you to get data that exists in external systems and get that data into Kafka, or take data that exists in Kafka and write it out to external systems. That's the whole purpose of the framework. All of these components come together to create a streaming platform that can act as sort of the central nervous system for your enterprise. Kafka Connect makes it easy for you to share data from various services, to take the data that lives in those services and move that data into Kafka Connect, into Kafka. And then where that data can be shared, it can be integrated, it can be combined, it can be enriched and consumed by other applications, or consumed by Kafka Connect so that it can be written out to external systems. And all of this architecture is in place so that you can more easily evolve your different services, whether they're microservices or whether they're monolithic applications, so that you can more quickly evolve them and at the same time be more resilient in responding to be more resilient when responding to failures. So one of the easiest ways to get started with Kafka Connect is with source connectors, to take data that exists in an external system and get it into Kafka. From that point, it's not that much of a stretch to use Kafka Connect to take that same data that's in Kafka and move it into an external system. And at this point, we have our first data pipeline. You can very easily add other sync connectors that take the data and write it out to, let's say, a secondary system. And you can start to add multiple pipelines. And this gives you flexibility to grow over time. It gives you flexibility to control and deploy these different pipelines and to let the different teams responsible for them manage them. Moving data is fine, but a lot of times you want to modify the data, right? We do extract, transform, and load. And so in order to do that, a perfect framework for actually transforming the data is Kafka Streams. You can combine data from multiple streams, you can join data, you can enrich data, and then that data gets written out to other streams. This morning you found out about KSQL and how really brilliant it is in order to create stream processing and to modify data streams and combine data streams by just using declarative SQL. And of course, there's the good old producers and consumer APIs so that we can actually take all of this valuable data that we've got in our data streams and write them and consume the data and use it in real time with our applications. So that's the big picture. So now I'm going to step back and talk about some of the basic concepts.